Now arriving at Ilios.
I will prove myself.
I grow tired of waiting.
Well, everyone, the time is upon us. The dreaded finals week is here, and I mean, I was pretty busy with finals this week, and just getting into that, I really hate that. But anyways, to take our minds off that, we're gonna be playing some Overwatch today. This is gonna be an OTC, season 4 group stage match against the Gucci Gang in the blue, and then Defiance in the red. So we're gonna be starting out on Ilios here and in Dartison. What do you see from these comps so far that you like?
I just feel like our Gucci Gang is running with the press Q to win type of comp with the Zarya and the Hanzo.
Yeah, I definitely see that, you know, with the Dragon Surge. But anyways, they're gonna get started here. You got Vegeta here of Gucci Gang, kind of swinging back and forth, trying to go for the round here. Space Patrol does get the first pick in this fight. They've got Gucci Gang kind of bottled up in here, but they're beginning to push out now as the control point is getting ready to unlock. Tim goes down. That's big. No shield now for Gucci Gang. A woe down as well. So that means they have 0 damage mitigation as Hawkeye goes down as well. The Defiance are pretty much just going to sweep this. No tanks, really can't block anything.
Yeah, I definitely saw that, like, Gucci Gang were trying to kind of almost do a death ball type of situation where they were charging through, but Defiance was definitely holding their ground and pushing back toward the point and putting them on mostly the defense in that situation.
Yeah.
It worked out well.
You know, they've got the Pharah, right, of Space Patrol, and that's pretty much going to shut anything down because you have no hit scan. So now that Owo and Shvigdi make the switch over, we're going to see some Pharah air duels now, and that is going to decide pretty much the ground war. But as Tim goes down to Reaper, as usual, the tank buster, you know, they're going to be pushed back even more, and Owo actually does lose that Pharah air battle, so that's going to be pretty critical, and Gucci Gang again forced back by the Defiance.
Yes, and the early picks on the Rhine are definitely taking out the shield, which is opening the Pharah up to a lot of the possibilities onto the supports and the DPS and the backlines.
Yeah, and now, you know, they've got 2 DPS ultimates, Critic with the Death Blossom, Space Patrol with a Barrage, but Footmob has the Transcendence to block it. So, can he block them both, or which one is going to break through? That's pretty much going to be the burning question on all of our minds. Is, again, Tim goes down, and there, as they have no shield, their Critic is free to go right in, sweep up the team with that Death Blossom. So, I mean, it's really, Tim has just been dying over and over again first, and that is not what you want. The supports need to click on this man.
Yes, definitely. I feel like you know, get the Lucio right up on him, like amp those heals up. You can definitely keep the Rhine up a lot longer.
I don't know, Footmob, that might have been a fat finger there with that Transcendence, because you do not want to use that when you've got the barrage of Space Patrol. But Tim pushes up very far forward. There we go. Awo takes out Pharah, but with a barrage in the back, Awo does shut it down. So the Gucci Gang are finally now looking to make a comeback here as they sweep up and move onto the point, but they're at such a large deficit because Defiance already has 90%, and the Gucci Gang are just now capping.
Yeah, definitely. I'm also seeing, you know, Gucci Gang also has a bit of ults here, a slight ult advantage with the extra couple.
Yeah.
And I feel like their grab Hanzo will definitely put a stop to this push if the grab can be next to that.
Yeah, because they you know, they do have the beat, but you can't really block all that fairy damage with the beat. Here's the grab that's gonna come out, but it got eaten by Subarashi, but he is gonna end up dying in the end. And Exo did go over the edge there with a charge from Tim. And Critic on the point gets a few kills, but it's just him. Cordy Bob tries to contest, but as a Lucio, there's not a whole lot you can do here, just solo, especially when you're discorded, so he's gonna jump off to reset. But I would have wall rode out of there if you're Lucio. You know, you got the skates, you can get out of there. So
You gotta go out in style.
yeah, exactly right. It's gonna stagger him out a little bit, but Gucci Gang are still holding the point for now.
Yeah, they seem like definitely a bit more of a defensive team. They had some rough pushes actually just getting onto the point, but once they capped it, they were definitely pretty good at keeping it solid.
Yeah, what I've liked is that they've adapted, right, to how the Defiance were running their own comps, because he's Pharah. Alright, now we switch to Pharah, and now they're doing a lot better, because then you have a counter to that aerial Pharah, and just took them a little bit to get started. You know, and Gucci Gang are looking pretty good now, and they've got, again, ult advantage in this next fight. Woe has the barrage here, and they've got the shatter as well. Footmob's gonna pop the trans just to keep everyone alive, and that's a big shatter, but Woe isn't there, so Ryan just gonna have to be forced to swing his hammer back and forth. Exo slams Tim into the wall, puts him in his place right there, and as Space Patrol picks up Hawkeye, both tanks down, but Woe looking to turn the tides here with a triple kill with that barrage. That is good old usage right there. I mean, the forecast said justice. Woe delivered, but 94% ult advantage for Defiance here. Can they get on the point in time?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like they're taking their time here with it. There's the cap.
Yep. That's going to end out the first map here on Lighthouse. So, initially, Defiance looked pretty strong, but then, you know, as the map kind of went on, you saw Gucci Gang, you know, kind of come back, adapt to the comps that they were running, and then now they're ahead in the game.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited here to see what they're going to be doing on the well maps. You know, the big boops. You know, you can definitely run some like Orisa Hog is pretty nice to play. Some Lucio's definitely. So I'm excited to see some boops.
Yeah, you know, I love this map. As a Lucio main, this is like my favorite map pretty much. Ilios in general, all King of the Hill maps in general, because you just have that, all of those environmental opportunities. As they come out now, they are going to both be running what I like to call the pulled pork. You know, you pull them in one area with the Orisa, and then you hook them with the Hog, and that is beautiful for well, because you can just bring them right into this big old hole in the middle of the point.
Yeah, they definitely do like, I'm seeing the Defiance definitely likes running their Fire Mercies here. Kind of keep them in the air. Keeping the time up in the air.
Space Patrol with the first pick onto time. Shvigdy's there for the res though, so no harm, no foul. But as Shvigdy goes down, can't res the Resurrector, and with the healer down, Space Patrol is kind of free to, in the backline, wreak some havoc. Woe does take him down, but it's too little too late. So the Defiance, again, starting strong here with this first cap.
Yeah, that was really nice. Definitely, they looked pretty good there, and taking the point was definitely, they did pretty well.
It was very one-sided, right? Because you saw the early pick on the time, Shvigdy goes in for the res, and then you get shut down because you got Space Patrol giving you all that damage from up above to deal with, and Tim can't block that with the shield because it's so static.
Yeah. Lucio all the way up at the top.
Trying again, though. Yeah, I see Cordy Bob up there, but there's a hook that comes out, and Hawkeye's down, but Woe does boop Exo in the backline, though. Space Patrol, I see, with a triple kill there, wipes out pretty much all of the Gucci Gang and just force him. Oh, nice air shot. Space Patrol on patrol, making sure that Woe stays out of those skies because they are his.
Yeah, these Pharah duels have definitely been on point with their aerial, you know, hits on each other.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't need any hit scan, I got my own rocket.
Right, exactly, and most of the maps come down to the Pharah duels, right? Who's gonna win? Because then whoever dies in the Pharah duel, well, now they have the opportunity to land a big barrage or just a lot of aerial damage that you can't really block. So, Woe takes some shots here, but he's alive for the most part. You got Cordy Bob skating around on top, very on the high ground, and Subarashi now pops the whole hog as he moves on to the point, and it sends Tim flying. Trying to charge into it, but with the scrap gun to deal with, he's going to go down. Hawkeye's on the point. He's around 31% on this grab, so he won't have this for the fight. Pulled out into the open and forced to retreat now as time does fall. Footmob's got to be careful in the backline. Does get the kill into Subarashi, but he's pressured now. Has to get the healing, and Shvigdy's down too. It's just him all alone, along with Hawkeye. We're trying to contest this point. He's got the Harmony Orb to try and keep himself alive, but Hawkeye's just forced to die without that consistent healing of Shvigdy on the Mercy. Cordy Bob, careful now. Don't want to be too aggressive here, but Footmob pops the trans to counteract it. There's a high noon in the back though from Critic. Time. Tim shuts it down. But Exo's discordant. Here's a barrage looking to make some use out of it. Woe tries, but no dice. OT now ticking on the point, but Gucci Gang are going to be able to flip this under the nose of the Defiance.
They did really well there. I saw that both barrages didn't get a ton of value. I know that, you know,
Zoning ults.
Yeah. So, you know, I saw Footmob with the Transcendence to counteract Space Patrol's ult, and then, you know, didn't seem as if Woe could get a clear sightline onto Defiance.
Tim, though, he's looking for a flank shatter here. He's got to be careful because he's so far behind enemy lines, and he's going to be bursted down right away. There's no res there because he's so far back, so they're forced to beat down their main tank who has ultimate. That's going to be critical. Time falls. Subarashi, or Hawkeye, yeah, with a hook down into the pit. The superchargers pop, just keep the team alive. Footbob does get the pick onto it, but that's the only pick they're going to be getting out of this fight. As it's OT, Shatter on the point. Tim tries to go for a hero play, but with no one else there, there's not much he can do by himself. So Defiance are going to win this one, tying this up in a 1-1 on Ilios.
Yeah, I feel like probably the main problem in that last fight was the Rhine was, in the beginning, way too far forward and got staggered, and then by the time the rest of the people on the point died, he got back, tried to, get the nice shatter, but it was shut down by the Hog. Yeah,
and now we're on Ilios Ruins, and this is actually a really good Widow map, and we're going to see the switch right away as Critic and Awo from the Pharahs, and now Awo is going to be playing the Widowmaker. We're going to see what he can do on those roles. So, and, part of the thing with Ruins is that it's such a long and open map, and that's why Widow's so dominant on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of high ground to kind of get some nice sidelines, some cheeky snipes.
Exactly, right? And, in Artisan, we've seen so far the Pharah duels, and that's been pretty much what has decided the ground wars, but what else do you think, is the main factor in why these teams are winning each fight?
I definitely think that the Lucio and the defensive ults of the Lucio and the Zen have definitely been helping shutting down some of the DPS ults, like the Pharah ults. And definitely I feel like probably the tank line has been definitely good at absorbing some damage, keeping the rest of the people safe.
Oh, Awo wins the Widow duel, so that is going to pretty much turn the tide in their favor. It's now a 5v6, and Awo's free to apply tons of pressure on that Widowmaker. Hawkeye, though, with a kill into Exo, so, as the defense of the Defiance begins to kind of fall apart here because you don't have a lot of those main damage. Space Patrol does get the pick on a Foot Mob. Could be big as they don't have the Zen now, but I think they're down too many heroes in as Foot Mob's back in. Space Patrol's still wreaking havoc on this Genji. No one's really shutting him down as of yet. Kind of ignoring him. I mean, look at him. He's 85% on this Blade and counting. Diving into the backline now, looking for some more kills. 40 Bob picks up 2. So initially, a fight that was kind of looking towards Gucci Gang's favor is going to get stolen from them by Space Patrol, who now has the Blade.
Yeah, I feel like they definitely weren't able to shut the Genji down, who allowed quite a bit of space and wreaking havoc on the supports and ultimately the tanks.
Yeah, and, now he's got the Blade. He's going to be looking for a flank, and Exo and the rest of the tank line, they're running this dive now. So we're just waiting on them to kind of move in here, but there we go. Critic's going to win that Widow duel onto Awo, and that, again, is going to put them at a pretty big disadvantage as they start to push in here. Tim, got to be careful, trying to keep him alive, but here's the Blade from Space Patrol in the backline, who built it so quickly, looking to slice up this team, and he's going to do just that with a double kill, looking to make it 3, but Hawkeye is going to be able to get out in time, grabs the health pack, keeps himself alive with the bubbles. Critic again, another pick onto Awo. That is going to stagger them out even more. Critic again wants a Foot Mob, double kill for him. He's been looking so good on this Widow on this map.
Yeah, sidelines are doing really well with that. The infrared sight definitely helped him on that Bridget pick there. Exactly,
and now they know we're kind of pushing in, but it's stalling out now. Hawkeye's close to a grab, so we'll have the Dragon Surge in this next fight. They just need to make sure that they can deliver with it and not have the grab beaten by Subarashi, who's been pretty on point with these. Saw him eat the grab last time. Could eat it this time. Got the dive coming in from Exo on the sidelines, applying some pressure. Diva Bomb comes in. Nice, good play. I like that. Using the Winston Primal Rage to try and knock them into it. Doesn't work in the end, but they've split the team apart sufficiently enough where that they can pick up 3 quick kills, and with half your team dead, not much you can do, and as the rest of the team just kind of falls here, another team kill for Defiance.
Yeah, it feels like Gucci Gang can't really get their, themselves together for this push, and they don't have a lot of sidelines to really walk down that are safe from Critic's Widow.
Definitely, and 91% counting on the point. Got to get there as soon as they can, and they have lots of ultimates here, but they just need to make sure they touch the point in the first place. We've got Foot Mob here, finally makes it on at 99%, so Tim's looking to get something on that big shatter. Could be looking for something. There's a grab as well, but no Dragon Strike as time was taken down. Still able to find the damage. It's just Tim and Foot Mob there as Space Patrol gets that huge Blade in the back line. It's just Tim and Foot Mob though, and it seems like they're winning it. Kind of one-man army, two-man army here as they find the kill into Exo, and Space Patrol is forced to retreat here. So Space Patrol tried to make something work with another blade, but Tim and Footmob are going to be shutting that down, just the two of them.
Yeah. I've seen OO with the Tracer pick to kind of get the point faster, burn some supports down. I like the pick, but it's also going to give Critics some free reign.
It really is, and yeah, and OO, yeah, switches to Tracer, got to get back in time, but leaves Critic with a lot of that free. Now they don't have any long-range damage beyond Time, who is on the point playing with the rest of the team, so they can't really do that. But now Diva Bomb on the point. It's going to be blocked by Tim, as expected. He's been pretty good with blocking them so far, and you've got Liana popping that, but here's a Dragon Strike on the point. 40 Bob, good reaction out of him, popping the Transcendence. Space Patrol goes down. Big D gave him the slurp there. And you've got Critic still on the sidelines, popping some shots off. He's been trying to get something done, but Time does shut him down. A woe with a one clip onto Cordy Bob, and now as they sweep up the rest of the tanks and the stragglers, Footmob with a double kill. They've Gucci Gang finally found their groove. They've found their rhythm, and they're again building some percent on this control point.
Yeah, and as we saw in like the last, in the first map where they had some struggles getting on the point, but they seem to be a very defensive team. Like their attacks are a bit staggered, but once they get the point, it's really good.
They pop the rally now, Gucci Gang, to give themselves some armor for the next fight. That's going to be pretty crucial because they'll have so much more HP. Critic, of course, pops the Imprecise, so they'll have that. Here's a Coalescence from Striggy, looking to keep the team alive as well as do some damage here, but Tim over the edge by the Primal Rage Vexo, who now jumps onto the point. Looking to get some kills in Space Patrol as well with a blade. Looks for some of his own, finds Footmob right away, slash into the backline and finds a woe, and Subarashi cleans up with 2 kills of his own. So here we go. Looks like they're going to be able to kind of cap this point back. Defiance, Diva Bomb over the top just to stagger them out, and they're not going to be able to do anything from that. So Defiance are going to win this first map on Ilios.
Yeah, from what I saw there, like...
And yeah, you know, it was really just came down to Critic a lot of the times on the Reaper, then later in the map on the Widowmaker. Went into the backline, you know, this is his play on Reaper, Death Blossom that kind of swept through the team, take down the tank. That's when you all grouped him into the team, actually. Unlucky play by Owo there, but, you know, and then when he was on the Widow and Ruins, he was just kind of free reign back there, just again and again nailing these shots onto Owo and Footmob.
Yeah. I feel like in the last fight there, like Defiance could get a nice coordinated push and then take him down with the Diva Bomb toward the end, so they couldn't touch point.
Yeah, you know, that's pretty much what it came down to. Is Critic was just, they really didn't have an answer for Critic. Owo tried to make something work, did win the first few Widowmaker duels, but later on he kind of stalled out, so they couldn't find the value. And when the Widow just keeps winning duels like that, you're going to have a bad time. Let me tell you that right now. The priority should be kill the Widowmaker, right? And however you want to do that, you want to dive onto the Widowmaker, you want to just have a Widowmaker of your own to counter it. Really depends a whole lot of the time on how teams want to approach it, and it seems Gucci Gang didn't really have a solid answer.
True.
Into this next map, it's gonna be Escort, and I mean, please no Gibraltar, dude. I've every single match is Gibraltar, and as much as I like Gibraltar as a map, it gets kind of stale. Same for Kings Row, you know. And there's a reason for that, is because these maps are very well balanced. People like these maps because they are fun to play on. And what I like about those two maps is that you can run kind of any comp you want on them, right? Is anything can work. There's lots of different strategies that can work on those maps.
Yeah, definitely. I was hopeful for Dorado, but it seems like they're picking a different map here.
Yeah, as usual. What can I say? It's Gibraltar. That's Pepe hands.
Yeah.
It's so unlucky because it's always these maps. I want some variety. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I want some Horizon Lunar Colony. Give me Horizon Lunar Colony. If I don't see Horizon Lunar Colony, I'm not gonna do anything. I have to cast this match anyways.
Yeah.
And what do you think so far of the tank play from both of these teams in Artisan?
I feel like their tank plays were good. They were kind of absorbing damage, keeping the shield up. I know that Tim had a couple moments where he was kind of staggering in, but it seemed to work out. And then, the Divas were definitely doing pretty well with getting their bombs up, and a couple of the bombs are pretty all right.
Yeah, Subarashi with those Diva bombs was pretty big, and yeah, like you're saying, Tim, a lot of the times was dying pretty far, getting really far forward with some of these kind of over aggressive, I'd say, Rhine plays. So gotta rein that in a little bit, right? No, the inner Rhine in me wants to always charge in, beat up the entire team as a hammer, because that's like you're this giant German dude in a metal suit with a rocket hammer. That is like that's what you want to do. You don't want to sit there and hold mouse too, but sometimes you gotta make these sacrifices.
Yeah.
And
Definitely,
then
tanks,
we saw
their job is add space so the DPS can pop off.
yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Is Subarashi and EXO on the Rhine and Diva, both of them were making a lot of space for their DPS. You saw EXO a lot of the time would kind of play reactively against Tim, wait for him to charge in and then do something to counteract that. And then Subarashi, was waiting a lot of the time as well for some of the grabs that would come out and tried to be on top of that. Did eat the one on Well, I believe it was on Well. Could have been no, it was on Lighthouse. It was on Lighthouse. Did eat the one on Lighthouse, but haven't really seen much from him as of yet. So, I do like the tank play of Defiance so far. I think they play very reactively. They just got to make sure that they can initiate play sometimes.
Definitely.
Because, once if you get that where all you do is just react, well, then you can't make any big plays as the tanks. I want to see some fatty shaddies out here.
Yeah, they're always super satisfying to see. Especially when you can get like a Diva Bomb or a Genji
right,
Blade.
Exactly. The
sort
combos
of thing to
that
follow
come with
up. Yeah, if you can get your combos nice, they can be super satisfying.
Yeah, because Space Patrol, with his Genji Blades so far, he's been getting pretty big value out of them, and a lot of the times it hasn't been because of the tank play, and I don't know whether that speaks that that's a good thing, and that it's just that they trust Space Patrol to pop off, or if it's could show some communication, possibly miscommunication, communication errors, or teams not being on the same page if they want to predict. Because ideally, most of the time, maybe not 100% of the time, but most of the time, you want to coordinate ults.
Yeah, and I definitely liked how Space Patrol and OWO were able to kind of be very flexible with their DPS picks, because they were playing a lot of Pharah in the first 2 rounds there, but then they started switching off to the Genji for Space Patrol and OWO on the Tracer and the Widow. So it's always nice when you can see some DPS being quite flexible and being able to change up their different strategies, because if you only play one thing, then it can be quite predictable for the other teams if they watch your VODs.
Exactly, right? And I'm sure other teams that are playing against them in the group stages are going to be looking over this, and they're going to be saying to themselves, okay, what do they like to run? Okay, now we see the Space Patrol only can play Pharah, then now counter the Pharah. But showing that he can play multiple heroes, it's harder to kind of counter that.
Definitely.
Kind of interesting setup here. They're not actually playing inside that top server room here, which is a bit interesting. That's usually what we see, but both teams running interesting tank lines here. You got EXO and Subarashi on the Rhine Diva. I personally like the Rhine Zarya better, but Subarashi's shown he can get some value out of that. Point
yeah,
now.
you can see the Genji kind of getting some picks here. Tim going aggressive, tanks pushing up here.
Yeah, Tim now making some space, pushing him back in their time with the first kill. Kind of stops that push, and actually Tim does go down. That's both Rhines down. Could be an offense push. Shviggy gets the bubble, is able to get the res off. Oh, is taken down by Fish though, who's on the side with this flanking Zen. Call him Jay Jonak, because he's over here getting some picks.
Yeah, and you gotta watch the Widow also behind. They were all fighting down below, and the Widow's definitely all the way in their back line.
Here's a blade already from Space Patrol. They're all grouped up, but Tim slaps them down. And now with a Shatter and a Dragon Strike in, you've got Leona boxed in there. It's like shooting moths in a barrel there. Barely able to escape though, as Critic does find the headshot. Shviggy goes Battle Mercy, pulls out the pistol, and does take Critic down.
This time I will not fail.
Yeah, and the nice res on for the Mercy trying to get the Hanzo back so they don't have to wait for the stagger.
Yeah, because the spawn is so much closer for Defiance that it makes it a lot easier on Gucci Gang's part that they don't have to have one of their main DPS walk 18,000 miles, right?
Definitely.
Ooh,
spot advantage is a big thing in this game.
Down Critic right away, but they're pushing in regardless, undeterred. Space Patrol going in for a flank on the backside, looking to kind of pincer them in here. They've actually boxed them in the side room, which I like. EXO goes for the Shatter, does catch a whoa. Bomb in the back line. It's going to catch Tim, Time, and Hawkeye with a triple there by Subarashi. That's just going to allow them to push right through now as they pick up the rest of the kills. Whoa, pop the rally. That's unlucky because then you only have the armor on the 2 supports.
Yeah, and there's those combos we were talking about with the big shatter and the Diva Bomb.
Yeah, which I really liked actually, and how they boxed them in and then forced them kind of with a shatter and then forced them out in the open, and then they really had nowhere else to run. So that's why you saw those 3 kills, but they're contesting the point now. Exo, Subarashi with the first pick. Gotta be careful it doesn't get DMEC'd himself, but for Gucci Gang, they've got the Dragon Surge combo here. Now they're just waiting for Fish, but he played by Space Patrol looks again to turn the tides, but they're gonna get locked in. Time is right there, but he doesn't pop the Dragon Surge combo. He actually does. Not sure what happened to it, but he's able to secure the kills regardless and push back the Defiance, but they're only at 3.56 meters here.
Yeah, to play the fat grab and the follow-ups there with Time on the Hanzo. Kind of following through with some picks.
It does so much damage, right? In this press Q to win, like you said earlier, comp that Gucci Gang's been running so far.
Yes. Yeah, Q's definitely a nice tool to have, but when you can press them collectively,
that's what you want. You know what I'm saying? Time here. Looking to get something done in back as the Hanzo, but a shatter comes up from Exo. Good reaction by Tim to charge in, but Flipmob pops the trends a little too late. Shatter blocked by Tim, but Time is able to apply the damage. Owo brought back into the fight, so it's a 6v5. Tim, very low, needs to be careful he doesn't go down here. Supports are being able to heal him. Liana pops the res off, very sneaky. Exo charged right away though, takes a lot of damage there. Owo now using the rally again, has built it up fairly quickly in the fight, looking to get something done. Stuns Subarashi, knocks him away. Exo goes down on the point. They've got no Rhino again, 10 seconds left, and counting down. So Defiance really their last opportunity. Critic, of course, switches to the Tracer, trying to get more of that contest. And Subarashi on the point, kind of close to this grab here. If he can get this and possibly make a hero play with the Barrage Space Patrol, no, shut down by Time there. And as the rest of the kills come out, that is just exactly not what you want to see there.
Yeah, with the tanks are definitely holding it together. Tim with the kind of toned it back the aggressiveness, but there's still just enough of it to give him quite a bit of space, and definitely putting Exo in a bit of a bad spot with this Reinhardt.
Yeah, it puts a lot of pressure when you're that Rein on the DPS, right, who are on the front line, and the tanks as well. And when you kind of move in, right, you see tanks are down. Oh, it's free real estate. Then you can just walk right in, claim all that sweet ground for yourself, and just continue to push back the defense. And that's Tim, again, reining back kind of the aggressive Rein. You need as a Rein player, the difference between the good Rein players and the bad Rein players, or the average Rein players, is they know when to be aggressive and when to hold mouse to, right? Definitely. Because when you are a Rein who just does one or the other, your team is not going to be able to get the kind of value that they need out of you to win the games. But when you can play both play styles of Rein, that is when you know that is how you're a good Rein. Yeah,
it's all about controlling space.
It really is. That's pretty much what it comes down to with the tanks, and that's their job. But we've got the comp here from Defiance on the defense and setting up on the high ground. And again, this is a pretty classic comp, right? In Darson, this is pretty much what you see at all times.
Yeah, definitely with the triple support here, which I really like. Kind of the normal Mercy Zen for the Discord's extra damage, big heals, nice defensive ult, and then you kind of just throw the Bridget in there because who really thinks she's
right?
Yeah, who really thinks she's a support?
Nah, she's a DPS. In my
like
view,
the Frankenstein's monster of Overwatch.
Exactly, right? Who even knows what kind of role she fits into? She does it all. Does DPS, that has the shield, right? Defense is going to come out here. They're running almost a mirror comp of each other, but they don't have a Widow. They've got the Hanzo instead of Time, so they're going to move out here. Moving up the side of Woe here, going for a bit of a flank here. Who tries to whip shot the shield, but it's going to be blocked for the most part. So, rejoins the team now. Actually, was looking to get the Harmony Orb, and now moves in, tries to go for a stun here. But, whoa, there we go. First pick onto Critic. That's pretty big there, because that means that they don't have the long-range damage. But, Rez is there. Don't pay any attention to me or the kill feed until all of those are done. In the down car wash, however, that's what I like to call this area here. But you've got Exo on the front lines, playing into Tim there, who's batting him away. And now, with all that damage, they're finding the kills and the value that they need with Owo on this Brigitte. You know, I really like this because he's been showing so much value already in just showing that he can get in the backline, do a lot of damage. Shadow comes out there by Tim just to make sure they cap this out. That's going to go to Gucci Gang right here, bringing this set up to a 1-1.
Yeah, that was definitely a very quick fight there. They, you know, Tim with commanding a ton of space, well with the early picks, you know.
Subarashi would play the game here, and you know his diva play was beautiful. This is where you box them in, force them out in the open, nowhere to run, wipe out half of all life. You know, Thanos would be very, very proud of Subarashi here.
Definitely.
Look at this. What's this? Owo with 20 defensive assists and 69% kill participation. I'm sorry for that. You know I had to do it to him with that Owo joke. Yeah, I was waiting for it. But you know, that just shows the kind of value you can get from the Brigitte, and just making sure, you know, you play with your tanks, play the front line, stun the tanks, and then just let, you know, Tim or whoever your Ryan is move in, pop off, do a lot of damage.
Definitely.
In this next map, it's going to be 2CP, everyone's favorite game mode. Everyone loves the stalls on 2CP, and you know, they may spam 2CP lol in the chat, but in reality, it is 2CP PogChamp. As usual, though, Hanamura could be the map we might see. That's pretty much what these teams love to play. But here we go, Footmob. Shout out to you, my guy. You are a true hero. Banning Hanamura, God bless you. I love you, Footmob. So we're gonna finally see variety. We see Anubis. I love Anubis because the amount of opportunities you have on first point defense, because you got the high ground and then the main kind of upper mid ground, I guess you could call it, that most of the teams do play on. And you know, Defiance so far, they looked strong on Ilios, but now as they move into kind of the payload map, they did not look as strong. And I don't know what exactly was the result of that. I think it came down to in a large part to Tim reining in that aggressive run play, as an Artisan said. And you know, and we're just waiting now. Players going to the bathroom. It's people have lives outside of the game, you know. So perfectly respectable.
Yeah, I definitely liked how, you know, Tim with the, you know, not overly aggressive, but not you know, too much M2. So yeah, just like the right amount of aggressiveness to give his team some space.
And I feel like the more that the Ryans can kind of mind game out of the other Ryans, all about those cerebral 900 IQ plays, then that's just kind of the main decider for a lot of the fights in terms of the ground war, right?
I'm sorry, repeat yourself.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Yeah, but you know, the Rhine play, ground war, they kind of out mind game each other with the shatters and making sure they block the damage, and then that lets the DPS pop off themselves, because then you shut down the other tank.
Yes, definitely. You know, as we keep saying, you know, combos.
It's really like that's just all it is. And you know, as a player yourself in Dartisan, as team captain actually of one of our teams here, the Hive, you know, what potential competitors here, so you're getting some early information on what comps they might try to run. Yeah,
you know, my own team are working on some extra things, because, you know, as I was saying earlier, you know, if you're locked down to one thing, you can, you know, become predictable. So I mean, I feel like that's what we did with against Inglorious. That's why they, you know, took us down. Not salty, by the way.
Oh, very unlucky, but hey, you'll get them next time. Possibly this season could be your time to rise up through the ranks and establish yourselves out there as a pretty big team. We're finally going to get in game here on Anubis. We're going to have Defiance attacking first, as they are the red team.
Yeah, and we don't see Anubis much, but you know, definitely again, you know, Widow heavy map.
Yeah.
Especially on first point. Definitely do like seeing
especially on first point.
Junkrat Reaper on second because it kind of that point's so big and so just perfect for tires and
Mhm.
blossoms up in there.
And you can lock down the chokes too with Junkrat spam.
True.
Another thing I do like to see though on point B is Mei. I like Mei on point B because the walls. You can use the walls to your advantage. You can use it to block off the bridge, delay the push. You use it to stall out the point, split up the team. A lot of utility you can get from the wall. If they do play Mei, I want to see some Mei.
Yeah, definitely. Mei doesn't come out in a lot of things, but when she does, and if you got a good Mei on the right map,
Oof.
it's hard to deal with.
It is very hard to deal with, and I mean, probably not the best conditions for Mei. Weather. It's like Egypt, right? It's like probably 100 degrees here, and she's like comes out here wearing this massive like a heavy winter coat. That's probably why we don't see Mei very often here.
Nah, it's not her kind of weather.
Not her kind of weather at all. More suited to kind of Volskaya. It's a nice, good snow map.
Definitely. Man, do I love me some Volskaya.
Volskaya, fun map, but it's not what we're gonna be seeing. Seeing some Anubis instead, and you've got Critic on this Widowmaker, long range damage, no hit scan beyond excuse me, no hit scan beyond Time, who's a projectile, of course, on this Hanzo in the back line, who's looking to apply some pressure on the choke here, but Critic looking for these long range shots, can't find anything so far. He's gonna grapple hook up top and try to find something. Trying to find some value, but you've got the Rhine Shield. Love how they're holding that. Dive comes in now on the point. There we go. Super Rashi with the first pick, and as he picks up two, both supports down, no healing. That's big. D-Mech comes out, but it's too late now as the rest of the team is just kind of free to move in. Super Rashi, team on his back over here. He's kind of braced before he gets scoliosis because that was hard carry out of him.
Yeah, I liked how Gucci Gang was kind of farther back, kind of hiding from the Widow sightlines. But the minute the D.Va got in there, it kind of dislodged them and messed up their defense there. And then Tim dropped down, but nobody followed with him.
Ooh, like this angle that Critic is holding here on the sidelines. He's got a lot of good area to pop off and get some shots off on them. He's trying to find that Time now in a duel with him. Does take a hit. Gonna have to back out though. Time did land one onto him, but here comes the dive now. Super Rashi looking to get even more picks. Does try to find the Moira in the backline. Is not going to be able to do that though. EXO does go down to foot mob. Zenyatta here, so much damage with those orbs and the Discord, but Critic with a counter pick here. Looking to turn this back in their favor, but as he gets pinballed out by that Moira, they are going to be pushed back once more.
Yeah, it seems like Gucci Gang really likes their Zarya Hanzo, going with the meta. And in kind of like, instead of switching to the whole Widow or to, a big monkey or whatever, they kind of just sticking to what they got instead of hardcore countering the Widow.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense, play what you're comfortable with. But Critic does get the pick onto Time now in the sidelines, grapples up in the air, but there's a shatter on the point, as well as a Coalescence looking to get some heals here, and as well as some damage. That's pretty much what I say every single time with Coalescence, because that's exactly what it does. You got the Dragon Strike that comes out from spawn on the point, looking to split up the teams. Not going to find a whole lot of damage, but here's a bomb from Sugarashi looking to do just that. Does take out Foot Mob. Could be big here as it's just a woe on the point. Space Patrol with a blade now. Tries to find Tim, who does go for a tackle. Finds EXO, but that's all he can get is Space Patrol with a triple right there. Nice try, Tim, but no results. And Critic, 2 kills there in quick succession. Time here on the Torb comes out the last second. That's just a troll pick as the Defiance are going to cap this out with 5:22 on the clock, so they got a whole lot of time.
Yeah, definitely Critic with the nice picks. D.Va holding them back, and then Space Patrol on the Genji kind of poking around, doing damage, being a little annoying.
Yeah, that's pretty much Genji's job, right? Is the flanker in the back line that everyone groans whenever you hear that little ninja sneaking around, spamming I need healing every 3 seconds. That's pretty much Genji's in their natural habitat, right? And
definitely,
as a flanker, that's what you want to do is Genji. Get in the back line, be annoying, get some picks if you can, but for the most part, just make the space so your tanks are freer to get that real estate.
Yeah. And I feel like if the Genji does cause them problems, I would like to see maybe like a Winston or maybe a Moira as the second heals, although you may be throwing out a Transcendence in the mix.
Yeah,
So
because
it's just about
Winston
different types of things.
can't deflect the Winston Tesla gun, can you? No, you cannot, Genji. It penetrates right through that. So if you got a Genji in your backline, Winston, that's your cue. Turn around, zap that boy, get him out of there as fast as you can.
Yep. Get the fly swatter.
Exactly, right? Make sure none of that pesky, but I like this here. Subarashi with the Mei boost. And they're gonna try to get EXO on top.
Attackers
What are you doing?
incoming in 30
What are you doing,
seconds.
Subarashi?
Is
Get him
he
up there.
keeping the May?
Come on now. Come on. There you go. It's a bit too late though. He's not going to be able to get back in time. Usually you see teams use a Lucio to kind of speed on the Mei back to point. So that is going to delay them by quite a bit because it'll basically be fighting a 5v6 if Critic can't pop off.
Yeah, she is. The May's just switching now, so she's going to be a big deficit.
Yep, switch back to Diva. Does have the boosters, can fly fairly back quickly, so Critic's going to be looking to get some shots here. Holding this high ground choke. Pretty much what you see the strat used for, but they're going to try to walk right in here. You've got Tim holding that front line there. Foot mob almost goes down, takes one shot, but is able to survive. I like the strategy. They're going around the outside. Don't want to even deal with that Widowmaker. And got Space Patrol here on the Junkrat now. Tries to reset back up top with a mine, but it doesn't work in his favor. And he's spamming a lot of damage from this side. I like this angle he's holding to on the shield of Tim. And you know, now as they move on to the point, the fight's beginning. There, the first pick onto time there is going to turn that in favor of Defiance here as they continue to try and get some picks. Critic finds Shvikti, brings the Moth down to earth, and a woe counter pick, but again, not fast enough, not quick enough on the trigger. So that's gonna, Defiance are gonna hold for now, but they are able to get one tick.
And I liked the new sub in because Fish, you know, the last little bit with Zen, you know, popping off, charging up those shots, get the nice headshot dinks.
Yeah, because Zen, so much damage potential with the Discord. And then the orb volley, but now that Exo's dropped down, they can't get back up. Okay, alright. Oh, whoa, I saw that. These turns to dodge the Widow headshots. That's pretty slick, I'm not even gonna lie. And as Tim wins that Widow duel, they're kind of free to move right on in here. Again, free real estate. Get on in there, boys. Make some ground here. And they're gonna not move in as fast as they can, so Critic's gonna be able to get res. Shield down. That's dangerous there. Careful, Tim, as he moves into the back line. Got Subarashi with a pick of the Shvikti. Critic still looking for some shots. Tired from Space Patrol. Does knock out Hawkeye and get the D-Mech onto a woe. And as Tim is down as well, Defiance, you know, started off looking like with Critic down, they weren't going to be able to win it, but the shutdown from Space Patrol with that tire is going to turn the fight back in their favor. Shows you the value that Junkrat can have on this maneuver.
Yeah, and the Mercy, Liana is definitely pretty alright with, you know, resing up the Critic right after he dies, kind of making sure that she can hide away from the Hanzo.
Right,
but
and
not this time.
Is now in the back again, popping some damage off. Exo's got the Supercharger though, but here's a Dragon Strike that comes in from the side. Got to back out of the way in time. Supercharger's down, but it's right in the fire, in the flames out. The Dragon Strike gonna be able to heal it up though with Fish on that Transcendence though. Oh my goodness, Subarashi! Massive bomb! Massive bombs from both sides there. Getting 6 kills in total there for both teams added up. And you got Space Patrol there. He's left though to take out Foot Mob. Subarashi calls down the nuke and just obliterates Gucci Gang.
Yeah, the minute you think that they got the point, you know, Diva comes in, fat bombs.
Yeah, turns it back in their favor. And Tim was down too, seems to be the first one to die, so they didn't have a shield to block it. Space Patrol's pressured in the back. Does get found by a Woe, who's now in their backline trying to get something. Tim charges in, is going to get the kill onto Fish there, and as Liana is down as well, this is turning in favor, finally, of the Gucci Gang, but they've got 1 minute left, and time is not their friend here.
Neither are their ult advantages.
Neither are their ults, for sure. Because, you know, right now you have... Well, you have the grab, right? But you don't really have anything to combo with it.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet, indeed. Time building up 84%. Wow, it just shot up 20 whole percentage there. So they're probably going to have that very soon. Like this aggressive push they're going. Cannot dilly-dally on this point. But you've got Critic, who made the switch to the Reaper in the backline. Finds time. Is now going to move on to the point and do some damage there as EXO finds the kills that they need. Pushing back the Gucci Gang on the defense so far. Critic now rejoins the team. Gets that lots of frontline damage with that massive burst with the Reaper Hellfire shotguns. Hawkeye tries to escape, but he knows he can't get out of that one when you've got that much of the team on your back.
Definitely.
In this next fight, though, Gucci Gang with the Dragon Surge.
Ooh. Yeah, we're seeing the press, the press Q to win. We also have Shatter in case the, the grab goes wrong.
You've got the bomb as well. They got all sorts of plays up their sleeve here. They
Coming up on trans here as well.
Yeah, the matter is just gonna be, can they deliver and can they execute? Critics on the side though, gotta watch for him. Shvikti notices just in time, turns away, flies in. There's a shatter by EXO, looking to get the kills. Hawkeye down. There's a counter shatter, but it's not soon enough, and they're able to Transcendence to counter that. EXO charges onto the point, and as Critic finds the kills again on this Reaper, so much value. They are just, Gucci Gang stalled out a little bit more.
Yeah, and sadly, time used this Dragon Strike. I wonder if he was expecting the grab.
I think Tim, would pop the shatter, and he was just trying to get some value out of it, but they didn't catch fish, so they were free to trans that and block all the damage.
Yeah, so it was an attempted combo.
They can still combo though. They've got the Zarya and the Diva.
Ooh.
Could be big. Oh, there's a grab in the backline though. Good Transcendence. Good reaction by Footmob, but it's gonna do too much damage regardless. Good damage boost out of Liana in order to penetrate through that 100 healing per second. Brutal stagger onto a woe. I like it. You know they had to do it to him. He's now in the backline, has the mech. You know he's just gonna get converged upon. They play him a nice song here. World's smallest violin playing just for woe. You can't see it, but it's playing.
Yeah, and definitely I see that, most of Defiance's players are on fire here, and, maybe Gucci Gang can put them out.
We'll try to see if they can come back here, but with 153, they're already at such a high time deficit. Valkyrie's popped by both sides. There's a grab. This is what they need. The damage comes out, but overshoots the bomb, so it's not going to find anything but Subarashu. Kind of peeked around the corner, not sure what he was doing exactly there. Now, as the fight unfolds up top, there's a Death Blossom from Critic. Blocked, shut down by a woe with the defense matrix, but it's just him on the point, trying to get the heals from Shvikti, who does fall. Shatter is down. Not sure if you needed it there, but Space Patrol's trying to finally put this team on his shoulders, trying to carry. A woe is all that's left, and Subarashi cleans up. Space Patrol playing the janitor here, getting these cleanup kills and turning the point back in their favor.
Yeah, it seems like on Defiance's side, they're, especially with Space Patrol, they're in Critic on the Reaper. I feel like I'm saying Critic's name most often when he's playing the Reaper. Space Patrol is just extremely flexible with his DPS, so it's always nice to see when DPS start popping off.
Yeah, and they've got only a minute left, but EXO's got the shatter, and Tim does not do only one Dragon Strike, but their teams begin to push in. You've got EXO in the Rhine duel right away, gets the bubbles from both teams to try and keep the tanks alive. Now as the fight begins to move on to the point there, first few kills come out from Owo, who's now on the Sphera. Transcendence comes out just to keep the team alive and allow them to be able to get on this point. Shatter comes out, can't find much though as the Transcendence is there to block it. And there is the Dragon Strike as well. Gucci Gang finally looking to turn this in their favor, but with the 2 CP stall comms that are going to begin to roll out here, we're going to see if they can still find this. Trap on the point, but it's just him left. There is the Dragon Surge from the sidelines though, trying to duck out of it in time, and they can't. Space Patrol comes up big right there with the rest of the damage from the team. Strictly left on the point along with a woe who's now able to finally come up with Space Patrol, but it's just him, and as he's knocked out of the sky with 2 seconds left, and just Hawkeye, who's now de-mech, de-suited, dead.
Yeah,
right.
I feel like in the very last fight there, the clutch grab with the dragons coming in definitely wiped the point to what looked like the fight was in favor of Gucci Gang.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what the Defiance has been doing so far, is they've just been kind of shutting them down and kind of on the backs of Subarashi, who's been doing so well with these Diva Bombs here.
Yeah, I definitely want to see how this worked out.
I know. I got it. Huge. Massive. Really not much else that can be said with that.
Yeah, no, and the nice coordination with the Reinhardt shatter, because I always love that moment where you're playing Diva and you go throw the bomb, you look down, there's 4 people on the ground.
That is
nice
the
combo.
the Diva's dream. Could be the Pharah's as well. Pretty much anyone with a high damage burst ultimate, that is what you want to see.
Yeah, especially when you can get some nice comms going. You know, you got the Bridget to stun the Rhine. He gets the big shatter, Diva Bomb going up.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know that you have all of these options to work with. And we're going to move on to hybrid map here as the Defiance so far is up 2-0 in this series against Gucci Gang here, who did take one map.
Definitely. Yeah, is it a 1-1 or a 2-1 here?
It is a 2-1 right now for Defiance.
All right.
Gucci Gang, gotta step it up.
All right, and it seems like the next one's going to be a nice hybrid map here. So, you know, we got the King's Row, which I know Rian does not want to see, but you know, that can be some nice Hollywood, can be some, you know, some Blizzard World if people are feeling crazy.
I don't know if you can hear the disappointment in my voice, but it's King's Row. Every time.
Is it?
Every time, man.
All right, well,
Give
seems like we're going to see a bit more Widow here again.
Yeah, King's Row definitely a Widow map. I mean, I've seen it enough times by now. I definitely know it's a Widow map. It's a Rhine map too. You know, it comes down on a lot of points to the Rhine holding that choke and making sure that the offense can't push in.
Definitely.
Seriously though, man, I am so sick of King's Row. so sick of King's Row.
Yeah.
I love the map. I would love to play this map, right? And that's why teams want to play it. But like, I mean, you look back, every single VOD that we have on the Twitch channel or our YouTube channel. By the way, quick shout out, subscribe, like all our videos, smash that like button. Make
Shameless
sure you
self.
turn on notifications.
Now
Shameless
enter
plug, boy.
King's
Don't actually.
Row.
Yep, shameless. That is my job here. But
Stream
you know,
team
anyways,
manager saying don't hit the
Yeah.
subscribe? Whoa.
no, always hit the subscribe button. Smash it. Destroy your mouse if you have to. That's how hard you gotta hit that subscribe button. That was pretty awkward. I'm not even gonna lie. Shameless plugs are always awkward, you know, when you try to plug that. But you know, anyways, to move beyond that, let's talk about King's Row. It's Pharah. We do see Pharah a lot on King's Row too, which is kind of interesting because you know it is a very open map, but then later on it gets kind of more closed off, especially in the streets phase. But that, you know, also helps and hurts Pharah. Helps Pharah because you get more splash damage, but hurts Pharah because there's less room for you to fly around in, so the hit scan has an easier time of taking you out.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, being a Ryan favored map, you know, it's definitely, you know, there's narrow hallways, and so it's harder for the Pharah to kind of get sidelines, but I'm definitely excited to see a bit more Widow. You know, wonder if they're gonna bring out some Widows here.
They could. You know, you've got Critic is gone. Cordy Bob comes in to take his place, so brought in Critic for his Widow expertise and then sub him out for Cordy Bob, who's on this Junkrat. Another good pick on King's Row because of that small choke.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting sub to take away their Widow player and put in a Junkrat who's still really good on this map, but it's definitely an interesting swap.
Especially because, you know, you got a Woe who's been playing the Pharah. Playing a lot of heroes, actually. A Woe is the flex of Defiance here. You know, plays pretty much everybody. But the thing with a Woe is, you know, you kind of predict, okay, probably going to run the Pharah here, but you don't have a hit scan to deal with it. And I think that's Gucci Gang's main problem, is they don't have a solid hit scan who can consistently take out the Pharah.
Definitely.
Gonna move in though. Getting the Rhine, Shield Wars, Patty Cake, very classic of King's Row. We're gonna move in here. Tim's shield is popped. That's dangerous because now But Exo pushes too far deep. It's gonna go down, but Schvigdy's down. That could be the higher value pick here. Depends on whether or not the rest of the team can find the picks onto the Gucci Gang here. But they push them back, or onto Defiance here. But they push them back, and now Space Patrol and Super Rashi get 3 kills. Put Mob in the back line.
Yeah, definitely. What do you prefer though? Your main support or your tank
Woe,
to
though.
go down first?
Yeah, that is not exactly what you want to see. If you're the defending team, if you're the attacker team, and I see a support or a tank pick, that is beautiful, right? But if you're the defending team,
I need
yikes.
healing.
Kind of your worst nightmare.
Pretty much, right? Especially if you are the support players. But nice fire strike by Exo, nails him right down the middle. Now, Valkyrie pop, trans as well, keep the team alive. Oh, well, trying to build up this barrage here. Strictly shut down through the trans, going for the res there. Now, many ultimates being popped. You got the Tire and the Dragon Strike on the point. Tire does find Hawkeye. Dragon Strike finds nothing, though. Time with a pick onto Cordy Bob. But they're pushed back again as Subarashi now sweeps them up. Got the spawn advantage in their favor, so if they can push back in time, waiting for the time to respawn, then could get on the point, but you know, Fish was res brought back, so they'll have the chance to counteract whatever Defiance or Gucci Gang will throw at them.
Yeah, definitely with the it is concerning that, you know, Woe is not being
as usual. Well, you don't even need the Dragon Strike combo. Could have saved it, Space Patrol, as Exo and Subarashi just do it all themselves. It's another team wipe for Defiance here with that press Q to win. Wonderful meta we all have come to know and love in Season 10.
Yeah, definitely. Season 10 was, you know, Bridget, and, you know, with the new Hanzo changes, opened up some newer possibilities.
Good. Farrah Boop onto Exo, brings him into the team. Gotta be careful, he's low HP, he's got the shatter, can't go down. Tim's got a shatter of his own. It's gonna come down to the mind games here. Who's gonna win it out? Who's gonna be the more cerebral Reinhardt? Seems like it's gonna be Tim as he blocks Exo's shatter. Comes down, it's now Tim's turn. And there is a shatter. Exo, beautiful block just in time, but here's a grab that comes out. Fish with a trance to block it, but the barrage penetrates through regardless. Subarashi gets the pick on him, but it's up to Space Patrol now to win this Hanzo duel, and mirror comms for both teams actually. You got the Mercy, the Hanzo, and the Zen, and now Subarashi's brought back in. They're holding them on this offense, but now the reinforcements come back in. Fish so low HP, gotta be careful, cannot be taken down here. Valkyrie's popped to keep the team alive. Tim's looking to get something done on this main tank role, and from above, you know, we see how the Mercy kind of stays out of the fight. Here's Tyre on the side. Cordy Bob looks for something, finds Tim, bursts him down right through that Transcendence, and that's pretty much been the storyline so far. Is Transcendence, nah, can't heal enough through all this burst that they've got, but time with a pick onto Cordy Bob. Now, onto Space Patrol as well. Double kill. Quick picks. Now, Dragon Strike on the point. Tries to space them off and do some damage. Exo solo as well. Subarashi needs to get some healing here. It's just Liana left who pulls out the Mercy pistol. And now with a stagger onto her. Nope. It's gonna escape, but they need to be careful here that they don't die. Gonna be able to duck around the corner just in time. So finally, Defiance are gonna be pushed back and Gucci Gang are gonna cap the point.
Yeah, and they're like pushing ahead, getting a ton of more space. The support's kind of taking point here. But they were forced in OT, so they'll have, you know, they'll have a bit less time than they could have. Just seeing the other payload coming out.
It does come out 2 minutes, you know, like you said, and that is not ideal. You want to have typically more time. Their Exo and the rest of the team are holding around the corner. He's got the shatter here, and he makes some space, gets out back into the open. Tim, though, spacing the team away, keeping them away from his choke and the ground. He has fought so hard to gain, but here, with the Rhine down, free to shatter in the backline, but the rest of the team wasn't on board with it, wasn't feeling what he was feeling. They're able to get some kills regardless, though, as it's just Space Patrol and Subarashi getting these kills, and Subarashi's been so good on these tanks. Whatever he plays, Zarya, Diva, he gets the kills regardless. He's at such high charge at all times. Look at the 70 charge right now.
Yeah, it seems like Exo is, you know, pretty much giving to him, you know, a hard time, letting him know, you know, not all real estate's free.
Yeah, exactly, right? You gotta work for this, you gotta pay for it. And in this current housing market, they're not letting him get that. And now 100 charge for Subarashi as he moves in. Close to a grab, but there's a grab by Hawkeye. Barrage combo from above. Oh, whoa. Picks up the kills, but Cordy Bob with 3 of his own, along with the help of Space Patrol there. It's now 3v3, but his time is gonna be able to get that Sonic Arrow pick onto Fish.
Ooh,
they're pushing them
nobody
back.
on payload.
Once more, nobody on the payload now. Careful. Time is there.
We don't want to be doing C9s.
No C9s in this server. I will ban somebody if they do C9.
Ooh.
Not true. Will not ban somebody. Don't be afraid. Just don't C9. That's the moral of the story here. After that, though, you've burned all your ultimate combos pretty much. It's just Tim with the Shatter. Actually, no, they do have the, they could go for a Dragon Shatter, but they are going to go for
That
just
Shatter.
that as they find the Shatter. Now Tim looking to get something done, does find Exo and Foot Mob. Again, call him Jay Jonak with 2 easy kills, but Space Patrol does find the kill. Whoa, brought back into the fight, 55% on this. 40 Bob is now on the McCree though. Counter that. Here's a Dragon Strike from both sides. Both of them are going to find kills, but Space Patrol is going to win that one. A Woe, though, with a counter pick. It's just time left on the payload, and he cannot die. As he does, this is going to go towards the Defiance here.
Yeah, that was a really good hold.
Yeah,
0.09 meters.
We're able to get almost to the second point, but at the end, hopes dashed in front of their eyes.
Yeah, it's gotta hurt being that close.
So far, so close, yet so far. You know, gonna switch sides now. It's up to Defiance now, who are gonna be on the offense to see if they can kind of match the pace that they've shown the last few maps. And you know, this is their chance. They can win this map right here, or they can possibly draw it to a map 4, map 5. I don't know. I'm losing track here.
We're currently on a map 3 here.
We are currently at a map 3, so I'm gonna see if they can bring it to a map 4, or if they are, you know, gonna win this out. Just end this right here, right now, if they can.
Oh, no, we are on a map 4.
We are on a map 4.
Internal map. The math.
Ignore everything that we've been saying for the past 30 seconds because it is all completely and utterly wrong. This is
Professionals,
map 4.
by the way.
We are bronze casters, by the way.
Plats that are allowed to have opinions.
That is what the casters are, you know. Hey, hashtag casters to masters, you know.
Hey.
We'll get it. We'll get it trending.
Attackers
We'll get it on the front page of
incoming
Twitter.
in
But
30
speaking
seconds.
of, you've got the rest of the team. They're holding so far. You know, the Gucci Gang holding near this hotel. Usually, what you see, a lot of teams choose to hold in this general area because you've got a lot of ground to work with. And holding back here, kind of keep your team kind of secure for the time being. You know, no Pharah can really get a lot of damage in there, and no Widow either, but they're not even going to be running a Widowmaker. And attackers are now trying to come out here. You've got Space Patrol on this Hanzo and Fish on the Lucio skating up top, trying to find something. And he's, you know, up top. Probably get with your team now, Fish, as they begin to speed boost them onto the point. Here's what I was talking about, because the rest of the team is there around the corner, and you got time up top here applying that long range pressure. Fish is got to be careful. He does get taken down though. He's got the Ryan in his face. A lot of damage comes out from him. Booped onto the side now. Tim booped away, stunned. Now bullied in the corner. 40 Bob is down though. So you do see a Woe win. A nice shatter already. Goodness gracious, Tim built that up so quickly. Now, as they just move to secure the kill into Super Rashi there. Beautiful, beautiful play out of Tim.
Yeah. Early, I also like instead of going for the Mercy, I like the Ana pick because it's, yeah, those antis and those sleeps can do wonders on a team that can act on them.
They really can, and now they pop the rally. Give themselves some armor for the next fight that they've got coming up, and they've got the nano boost on the defense here, so they could have nanoed the Rhine, get him in there, Tim, big damage, as we've seen him do in the past. We've got now.
Yeah, now we see the Ana that I was talking about earlier.
Moving on the side, yeah, Ana. There's the nano boost comes out onto Tim. He's up close and personal with Exo here. He's batted away. Now moves on to the rest of the team. Looking to get some more kills as Cordy Bob is put to sleep. It's midnight over here in Kings Row. And Brigitte, it's about time you took a nice nap there, Schwigdy says. And as they secure the last kill onto Space Patrol here, it's so far just been looking like Gucci Gang's been pretty strong on this defense.
Indeed.
I mean, that's pretty much what you said, though, right, Gucci Gang? Very defensive team. Once they've
Yeah.
got it, they can hold it.
Definitely. Yeah, 'cause, you know, Tim's definitely an aggressive Reinhardt, but he knows how to be aggressive while still being defensive at the same time, if that makes any sense.
Hey, you know, Doomfist.
Being
Doomfist
aggressive
ability,
to
the
be
best
defensive.
offense is a good defense, and that is pretty much what Tim is looking to mimic here as he moves in. But he's all alone. Shatter in the back line to shut that down for the most part, but the damage is still there. By Space Patrol picks up 4, 5. Count them, baby. Time now on the point. Let's see if he can get the full ace. Nope, Subarashi gonna steal that one from him. So beautiful team wipe there in this as usual, Dragon Surge combo. You put the two halves together, the bread and the butter, and you get a team wipe.
Greetings.
Yeah, definitely. You know, again, as we've all been saying, press Q to win. True new meta. So
Q to win.
seems like Defiance definitely got the memo.
They definitely do have the memo. You know, they made sure that they are comfortable running this comp, and they've been pretty good so far with it. Now they begin to push after. Exo with the first kill. Nice fire strike, but here's a Tyra on the sidelines looking to get some damage. It's a sneaky one. Goes around the back line. Is waited long time. Oh, whoa, there to pop that one as Super Rush was hiding around the corner. You got the Valve come out. Liana's looking for the res. Is going to be able to pop that, but with a shadow from Exo. Lots of damage. Real estate gained. Hard fought. You know, in this London housing market, in the city, the urban housing market, very expensive. Exo showing he's been saving up for years. He's been waiting for that huge shatter, and now there's just right around the corner one more turn, and they've got this.
Yeah, and it's a 2-1 on Defiance's favor, correct?
This is a 2-1 in favor of Defiance. So if they're able to cap this, it's going to end out the map right here. Comes down to Gucci Gang whether or not they can shut this down. They're going to try to do just that as they move out here, but they don't have a whole lot of ultimates to their advantage. Time is close to a Dragon Strike, but they're going to burn the grab right away. Try to move in, do some damage here, and there we go. They're going to do just that with 4. Space Patrol able to escape over on the sidelines as Hawkeye sweeps up the rest of the team. Oh, Space Patrol pressured. There we go. Tim secures that full team kill there. That is good, you know, because right there, so close. You want to get to team morale back up and make sure no one's getting discouraged here. So beautiful counter push from Gucci Gang.
Yeah, and that that grab kind of showed that you don't always need an extra couple Qs to bring a grab down when you can just have a big Rhine hammer.
Really, you don't, right? And Tim, so much damage, but here's a shatter that's going to come out. Dragon Strike is well timed. Huge. This is what you want if you're Gucci Gang here. Turning the tides back in your favor on the back of Tim and Time here.
Yeah, but Gucci Gang has to be careful because they're using a lot of ults in different, you know, fights back to back. So if they burn all their ults, they could go in and, you know, get steamrolled.
They are.
Gotta be careful, but it's been pretty fat.
It's been looking so good so far for them, but Super Rashi close to a grab, Space Patrol close to has a Dragon Strike, so they're gonna have that in the next fight. They're gonna pop the rally, give him some speed, give him some armor. That's pretty much what you want. Oh, whoa! Looks for something big with this tire. Waits around the corner. Wants to make sure they've pretty much forgotten about it, and they're gonna do just that in the back line. 2 kills, Space Patrol and Porty Bob down. That is ground gained, ground earned, and they're pushing them back even more here. So Gucci Gang looking very strong on this defense.
Yeah, and you know, the flexible DPS. I like how OO is, you know, playing different things. His Junkrat's been really well, and I don't think I've seen a bad tire from him yet.
I've not. No, his tires have been able to find so much value, but 5 ultimates come in on the backs of Defiance here. If they could just press Q all at once, or they could coordinate it, depends on how you want to play it, but either one would honestly work. It's Foot Mob in the back though. Looks for the flanks now onto Liana, who's gonna pop the Valkyrie to try and get out of the way of that. But Tim with the charge, grab in the back line, no one's there, it's just Hawkeye caught in it, so he's just gonna be melted down. But there, beat comes out from Fish, give the team some of that barrier to survive, and now they're beginning to push in. They popped all their ultimates here, just Exo with the shatter left, and with no Tim down, they're gonna use it right away to secure the kills. 3 on the point, just Figdy, he's gonna be batted out of the air there. The fly swatter brings down the mob, multi-purpose, right? And now, as just Foot Mob is looking to come back, the team moves there to stagger, and no one's gonna be there, so the Defiance are gonna be able to win this one out.
Yeah, that's a big GG.
That is a big GG.
Yeah, and at the last fight, you know, Defiance kind of used their ults in a nice succession, and you know, instead of popping them all at once, they kind of did a couple little combos.
Yeah, made sure that they waited. You know, in Space Patrol on the Hanzo has been comboing so well. This is the full team wipe right here. Shoot it right down the middle. Storm Arrow Tim down with a tank buster, and it's just Foot Mob left. Who do you finish off? Give him a good old wave goodbye, because you know after that one, you're gonna be able to take that point.
Yeah, that was definitely a great game to cast.
That
my
was
first time.
Yeah, you know, and I think of all games, great game to cast. You know, good set, teams about even in terms of skill here, and I think it just came down to Gucci Gang. Just kind of, if they lost it, then they just kind of from there it was hard because the momentum would swing in favor of Defiance. It was hard for the Gucci gang to kind of come back when they lose that main momentum.
Definitely. You know, Defiance with those nice, you know, coordinated ults going in. And
So
then
the end here-
obviously Gucci gang with the nice shatters and
Yeah.
grabs all around.
Yeah, and you know, the thing was, even though the score is 3-1, right? It's not that it's not that the Gucci gang was particularly bad or anything like that, or that they were a lot worse, because they were actually fairly close in most of these battles. Is just, again, Defiance looked more stronger in terms of keeping the team together and the morale up. So Gucci gang spent 10 racks on a new chain, and it's not going to work for them. So that is going to end this one out here. Defiance win this 3-1 versus Gucci gang.
Yeah, that was a great game.
Yep. I am Rien, your play-by-play. This was Artisan, your color caster, and then on the production queue, my boy Qbot, shout out to him, and then Kella, our lovely match ref. So we'll see you all next time. Tomorrow, got some more matches that are going to come out, so be sure you're there for that one. And then as the rest of the week moves on, got, of course, Overwatch League, so those will be premiered at a later date. But see you next time, folks.